We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
Good morning and welcome to Adu and the Guru on Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. It's a beautiful Monday, the 17th of May, and it's time for us to let you have a very richly, let's say, elucidated program that will help you get sense or make sense of all the news stories making the rounds in the dailies today, of course. Before I bring the Guru onto the microphone, I just want to reiterate that this is a highly interactive show, and you should join the conversation with us by using all our social media platforms prior to the time we start to open the phone line. So you can tweet at us on Twitter at Lagos Talks 913, and of course you can join us on WhatsApp with the WhatsApp line 0809 234 5913. Okay, so without further ado, it's Adu and the Guru. So allow me to introduce to you the Guru, Mr. Godwin. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you, my good brother Adu. You probably must have been responsible for the rain this morning.
Well, it might be as a result of some of the things that needs to be washed away.
Because I was told that we are one of those early rainmakers.
That's why I said it's because of the things that need to be washed away.
Anyway, that will be very, very good. It will wash away some of our misdemeanors in this country so that we can see peacefully being proper. So, good morning, Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. This is Adu and the Guru. You are welcome. As usual, we go straight away, hit the line today. But permit me to explain that today is going to be slightly different. We have a few things on the menu, about 6 items, but we are going to pick them differently. Let us start with the historical perspective. Today, historical perspective shall form the foundation of periscope for today's deliberation. So let us look or listen attentively to the historical perspective. In one of the conferences preluding our independence, some of the personal dramatists of that era, first Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, who later became the first ceremonial president of Nigeria, made an appeal. It was one of these conferences held overseas. Azikiwe looked straight away at the face of Sir Ahmadu Bello, and he told him, let us forget our differences so that we can move forward. Please, remark this again. Let us forget our differences so that we can move forward. That was the postulation of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. But Sir Ahmadu Bello, if you want to know him more, Ahmadu Bello was a direct descendant of Fulani Sheikh Otmadan Fodio, the man who established the Sokoto Caliphate in 1806. No, is it 1806 or 1809? Anyway, Sir Ahmadu Bello later became very, very prominent, the first premier of the northern Nigeria, and he established the Ahmadu Bello University, which became very, very prominent, not first university in Nigeria. Anyway, the first university in Nigeria was established by Chief Obafemi, Jeremiah Obafemi Awolowo, which is Ibadan, University of Ibadan now, because it was the first of its type in, is it in Africa or West Africa? Now, Sir Ahmadu Bello looked at Nnamdi Azikiwe and countered his plea. I repeat again, Azikiwe said, let us forget our differences and move ahead, where they were planning for Nigeria. But Nnamdi Azikiwe, Sir Ahmadu Bello countered by saying, no, let us understand our differences I am a Muslim and a Northerner. You are a Christian and Easterner. By understanding our differences, we can build unity in our country. I repeat what he said. No, let us understand our differences. I am a Muslim and a Northerner. You are a Christian and Easterner. By understanding our differences, we can build unity in our country. He countered Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe's plea that let's forget our differences so that we can move ahead. Then years later, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, the first Prime Minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, whom Sir Ahmadu Bello put on the post, because Ahmadu Bello saw himself as too reverend to leave the north to come to Lagos to head any government. He sent one of his boys, who later became Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Look at the statement he made. Since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. Nigeria unity is only a British intention for the country. I think we'll get this right, because we want to proceed now. Azikiwe pleaded, let us forget our differences and move forward. Ahmadu Bello countered him by saying, no, let us understand our differences. I am a Muslim and a Northerner. You are a Christian and Easterner. By understanding our differences, we can build unity in our country. Years later, Sir Abubakar Tafawa Balewa has this to say. Since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country. But the Nigerian people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. Nigeria unity is only a British intention for the country. Please, we need to understand this. Can the precarious position we found ourselves today in this country called Nigeria, the package called Nigeria, be as a result of not adherence to one or the three opinions expressed above? We shall come to that later when we go to Periscope. I submit with my historical perspective for today.
Very, very historical indeed. Well, let's take a look at the menu for today. As the Guru earlier said, we had 6 items on the menu for you today. So, like the biblical coinage, the first shall be the last and the last shall be the first. I think I'll start from the last. Amechi's letter that ousted Hadiza Usman over unremitted 165 billion naira. That's item number 6. National Assembly tackles Southern governors over call for restructuring as called from the nation. And also insecurity, what Southern governors discussed in Asaba, as reported on the Vanguard. Menu number 3 now, how $1.5 billion channel management Intel's contract pitted Amechi against Bala Usman. And that's from the This Day newspaper. Menu number 2, Buhari cannot deliver, should be impeached. NEF spokesman Hakim Ahmed was the one who made that comment, and the report is on the pages of the Daily Post. And last but not least, from the Vanguard newspaper, gridlock, Sanwo-Olu abandons Oshodi-Apapa Expressway as motorists, commuters lament plight. So, these are the 6 items on the menu.
Thank you very, very much for your presentation. Smoothly laid out.
Thank you, sir.
And your order of...
rearranging.
Rearranging. moving from the last to the first.
Yes.
It reminded me of what I heard about the killer, the rapist killer of Akwa Ibom, Udwak, of Inimbog, the girl that was killed after being called
Pretended for a job interview.
For work. He said, I used reverse psychology on her, sorry. He said, Udwak said, I use reverse psychology. He spoke very clean English. And the way questions were, he said, be calm. That the DPU had said investigation will be thorough, justice will be done. Let us see what comes out of it. He was speaking with the audacity. Audacity embedded in cautiousness of knowing where I am going. So, but what I picked there when I saw you reversing the order, he said, I use reversed psychology on
on the victim.
on the Nimbo. Yeah. All right. Now, where do we start from? Gridlock, Sanwo-Olu abandons Oshodi Apapa Expressway as motorists, commuters lament plight. Vanguard. We will not waste much time today because Periscope is going to take much of our time today, and we will never run away. We will never suspend the historical, the knowledge Dropbox. We have said it here too often, and I had equally advocated in other fora where I happened to make representation on for this matter. The gridlock there is a conspiracy of a very, very few people. The position he got into today was really a decision of 5 Nigerians, 5, all of them men, no one woman among them, who sat down and said, let us get this done so that it can go like this. I really don't know how to go about it anymore. But I established the fact that there was no gridlock in the beginning. But before Olusegun Okikiola Obasanjo came in 1997.
Democracy?
Democratically elected.
1999. 1999.
1999. Okay. 1999. Okay. It was 1979
was military.
Left, when he voluntarily handed over power, which ranked him one of the most cautious. All right. When he came to power, he knew that the immediate responsibility of governments almost across the globe is to create an enabling environment. That business really is not to be concentrated in the hands of government, but instead make the environment look creative, make it visible, make it suitable for private practitioners to come in. So it was for this reason that he turned down the Hamza Zayad, Dr. Hamza Zayad of blessed memory, renovation that came to the Nigeria Ports Authority, that brought Nigeria Ports Authority from 100% federal government property to commercialized Nigeria Ports Authority. I don't want to go into that. It was only just last week Wednesday, somebody called me at around 4 a.m. to tell me that, Godi, do you have the historical recording of Hamza Zayad? I said yes. He said, please make a book out of it. He said, so that we can see how we enter into the mess of today. And I can show you, this man who called me is a prominent in Nigeria. Very, very prominent. Very, very prominent. At the time, he had between number 3 and 4 position in this country. So, the late Dr. Zayad Hamza made a proposition for fully commercialized Nigeria Ports Authority. By that proposition, the Nigeria Ports Authority was to sign a bond of performances. Failure to meet that bond, every member of the board of director that would have been appointed to sign that bond will go to jail. It worked in some countries of the world. But before this time, something had happened. Some Nigerians were interested in moving the containers from the port, mostly to far, far north, where a port had been established in Kano that received containers. And don't forget that in the early beginning, the port of Port Harcourt, when it came into establishment, because of nearness of port of Port Harcourt to some factories that were to be established there, a rail line was established. And this were function at the time. But some people decided that they have enough trucks, enough vehicles. What do you call them now?
Trucks.
Okay, I'm right. Or let us take it. Trailers, either striped, open trailers, to move the containers to whichever part of Nigeria they want to move to. So when they came, they were in competition with the rail lines. And for them to gain access to they infiltrated the management of the Nigeria Railway Corporation. This is the beginning of our predicament. Somebody just has to say it. I will not die because I'm saying it. If I fail to reveal the fact, I think that is where God may punish me by calling me who. See, I give you the opportunity, you have the knowledge. Why don't you tell the people? So, the first thing they do after the infiltration, that is syndication. And this is how crime survives in communities. After the syndication, these people now make sure that the rail line died.
Like a sabotage.
Died, in quotes, not died of death. Sabotage. And this is when the trailers were coming in. Let me put it on record. Shanshagi, now lead, the owner of Shanshagi Airline, before he went into purchase of planes and what was his actual business? His business was trader. And the man had, at the time, he had very close to 500 trailers. So I'm not saying he's one of them, but I'm only just giving an example. So this is the problem. So the rail died before Obasanjo came. It was one of the reasons that Obasanjo went against Buhari administration when it took office in 2015, when it was talking of airline national carrier. Obasanjo said no. And Obasanjo gave him the reason. Obasanjo gave one of the reasons that when he left in 1979, the national shipping line, the Nigerian national shipping line, that he left 26 vessels. Of the 26 vessels, 24 were ocean-going vessels. Of the 24 that were ocean-going vessels, 2 or 3 of them were double propeller vessels that could break ice, that could move into the Scandinavian countries during the time that every of the water will go into this thing. So, but when Obasanjo now came, Obasanjo said that, okay, we cannot be running this. For it to be profitable to Nigerians, let us bring private part. And this is the private participation of the port concessionaire that happened. But there was a mistake. Because every port constructed would have parking bay for trailers that are coming to the port to pick goods, for car, for those who are coming to the port to participate in one business or the other, official parking spaces, for custom, for immigration, for whatever you have. Then you have the administrative blocks with very large car park for all operators of the Nigeria Ports Authority, because the owner of the ports, according to the Act of 155 of the Law of the Federation of 1954, the owner of the ports is the Nigeria Ports Authority. Of course, that act was only amended in 1999 when the concessionary was coming in. So in the speed of concessionarying, the new buyers and some of them went as far as 25 years, some more than that. The new buyers now own those spaces that we made. And the new buyers have the right to convert those places to whatever they intend to bring their profit. This became the beginning of where trailers, cars, and have no places in the port to park. And this was the beginning of the outside. This met those who sabotaged the rail line so that their trucks can do the work. 2. Then third one became a continuous station. Now, let us round it up like this. The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Muhammadu Buhari, saw the need that no, how will gridlock of ports, not only the ports, let's take care of this. At Ibafun, before you climb the bridge, if you are going to Apapa, to come to first gate of Tinkan Port, there are farm tanks. And the authority to approve farm tank lies with the federal government. Though the right of way belongs to the state that signed the certificate of occupancy, because the state, the lands, according to the 1979 Land Use Decree, which has been incorporated now, is vested on the people to be operated on their behalf by the governor. So now the President Muhammadu Buhari did something. He asked his vice president, go and look at the place. We must sort the place. And the vice president came with a helicopter. The Navy brought him. And the president personally, as announced by the presidency, personally gave 2 weeks. That in 2 weeks, the whole place must be cleared. Then the president set up a task force called Presidential Task Force. And this time, so as to bring meaningful difference, the president appointed the vice president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, to be the chairman of the. But because Professor Yemi Osinbajo would be in Abuja in order nearness to source of creator of industry, nearness to source of raw material. So Professor Yemi Osinbajo brought the most announced, the most proclaimed man that has easy knowledge into transportation in Lagos State. One time, Commissioner for Transport in Lagos State, Okwefa, to act on his behalf. He became the deputy chairman of the Presidential Task Force, so he took over. I said it then, when all these appointments will be made. I said it on air, I said it in most of my columns, that it will fail. Why it will fail is that investors on the road utility are equally investors at the regulators. Most of them are the regulators of the Nigerian system. So it will fail. Eternally to be sabotaged. I said it then. Some people listened. Some people believed when I said it. Some people didn't believe. But what did we have? After sponsoring the operation of the Presidential Task Force with over 20 billion naira, what do we have? We saw the president, his vice, every person failing. Okwefa, all of them fell by the roadside. So the question is this. Is it where the president and all his ferry of presidential powers in the task force fails that one Lagos state Sanwo-Olu will succeed? Zeboda say foul over the bar. And why would they not succeed? Why are they all failing? It is corruption. The gridlock today generates about 1.something billion naira daily basis being shared by those that are the investors in the gridlock. Every day, 1.something billion naira they share. So it will fail. Someone made a statement about 3 weeks ago that I think enhancement into other ports in the Federation will help. That was when he knew he has failed. Though he has made statement again last week that I know he will go and he will.
He has said that he's got to deal with the multi-headed hydra.
His talk not cheap.
He used the word multi-headed hydra.
Let him be serious about it. You will see something. There will be a threat to him. They know what is happening. They knew it. But I have just made the statement. 1.something billion on a daily basis. If you are in the wicked committee of sharing such money, how many people get the money? On daily basis. Is that not a winning team? If you are a coach of a team, would you change a winning team? Is it not the team that is not winning that we change? So, let this matter. But let me put this. Give me the contract. Give Godwin a tackle, but not the Guru now. The contract. Irrevocable powers of attorney must be signed by the federal government because the roads leading to the ports belong to the federal government. The ports are properties of the federal government. The tank farms are approved by the federal government. The president must personally sign the contract to be awarded. Then I will lay down my demands and they must be provided. After provision of all those things, then sign the contract. And I'm moving. In 3 months, I will solve the whole problem in 6 months. But in 3 months, there will be free movement into Apapa and out of Apapa. Look, for now, if you are in doubt, go and ask Hadiza Bala Usman, who thought of it, and her management brought an apps, call-up apps, called A2. Which the first 2 weeks when the app was deployed, it worked very well. It worked favorably. But what happened? It was sabotage. Bala Usman was brought here and she explained everything. So it is corruption. I will hate to say, but I have to say it. Corruption has killed Nigeria and in fact buried Nigeria secretly. Maybe it is the burial place that Nigeria should be looking for so that annually the immemorial, what do they call that?
Memorial.
Memorial, so that we can take flowers to lay the wreath, to lay at the, because now we don't know. But corruption has killed Nigeria. Forget about who say we kill corruption before corruption. Which corruption? Corruption has killed this country. It's corruption that is all I have to say about it. Then I go straight away to number 2. Buhari cannot deliver. Should be impeached, according to the secretary or the spokesman of the Northern Elders Forum, Hakeem Ahmed. Did he speak well? The answer to my question will come from 2 different counts. Those counts that are benefiting from the misdemeanor that had engulfed the country will say, oh, this is the best government. Everything is being done. If you who is saying this, you are to the government. Your name will be given to DSS. They should investigate you. You want to drive Buhari away. Who says that the elected president cannot be driven away from the office by those who elected him? All you need to wait for is that they have to have endurance within the tenure. In Nigeria case, 4 years. 4 years, you bring in your PVC. It's your PVC. It's your PVC that carried the man to the office. So when the man is not doing what we ask him to go and do, like as I keep saying, Nigeria has been sleeping on their rights, as the law will say. If the very day that Nigerians will know that President Muhammadu Buhari is an employee, now it is like the Southern Governors Forum have set an agenda that may be a watchword in political languages in the future of this country. It's like they are saying, on Asaba we stand. I'm not too sure if they have not created something that would be very, very akin to on Aburi. Aburi was Ghana matter. On Aburi we stand. But it has come. That's number 1. Number 2, the Nigeria Governor Forum, in my own mind, had come to rescue Nigeria from total collapse because Nigeria was heading to total annihilation, total collapse. So let me put it this way, that the Southern Protectorate of Finland. Nigeria's Southern Protectorate has come to deliver Nigeria from total collapse. Let's go straight away to the matter and see what and what did they see, what and what did they not see, and how effective what they have said, how it will help to deliver Nigeria from total destruction. Just give me half a second. I will be there in a jiffy now, because I want to talk directly from now. Insecurity, what SADA governors discussed in Asaba. The governors, Godwin of Edo State, Dakpa Biodo of Ogun State, Akwa Ibom Deputy Governor was there, that is Moses Ekpo. Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State was there, Doye. And don't forget, Governor Obiano is from APGA. Other governors are shared between two political parties. But which means, in arriving at Asaba, all of them collapsed the political party. They came as a unit of a people that are looking for something. And let us take note of this. They did not call for national conference. They call for national dialogue. If they call it for national dialogue, meaning all of them identify and agree that there is a problem. But in a dialogue around the table, we can solve it. Because if we don't solve it, there is a cliff ahead of us. If we go there, we might be scattered out of existence. So that's it. I'm still counting the people that were there. Bayelsa State, Kayode Fayemi of Ekiti State, the Rotimi Akeredolu of Ondo State, Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State, Yinsi Wike of Rivers State, Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos, Enugu State Ifeanyi Ugwayi, Imo Deputy Professor Placid Joku, Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, and Ekezie Ikpeazu of Abia in a photograph. So we saw that. Now, what did they say? They met and they came with how many resolutions? I think 5 or thereabout. It's good we know the resolution before we move ahead. Among the decisions reached were 1, the ban on open grazing in the south. 2, restructuring of the country. 3, respect for federal character. 4, the sanctity of the unity of the country. 5, state police. And 6, convocation of a national dialogue. The sanctity of the country is what they agree, that they agree on it. It must, but subject to 4-5 items. Equity must be there. Nepotism must be removed. Employment of top officials at a particular level. And whatever we could not discuss here, knowledge drop us will bring it out to support this today. Now, given this scenario, I'm quoting now what he said. It became imperative to enforce the ban on open grazing in the south, including cattle movement to the south by foot. Recommended that the federal government should support willing states to develop alternative and modern livestock management system. Agreed that the progress of the nation requires that urgent and bold steps be taken to restructure the Nigeria Federation, leading to the evaluation of state police, review of revenue allocation formula in favor of the sub-national government, and creation of other institutions which legitimately advance our commitment to and practice of federalism. All right, let's stop here. In the beginning, in my historical perspective today, the matter is becoming more serious. Let me adjust my seat.
I'll just copy as well.
Yes, please do. We quoted 3 people. Dr. Nandina Azikiwe, who said, let's forget about our differences and move forward. Ahmadu Bello, who said, no, let us identify our differences. I am a northerner, I am a Muslim. You are a Christian, you are Easterner. We are different. So let us identify it and walk around it to move forward. I think this is what That very good counsel of Sir Ahmadu Bello was what the Southern governor had come to establish. Let us know our differences and work against. What did the book say? Did the book say like this on this? Did it say like this? If it is not, let us do it. The most one that probably made the president of the Senate to develop mouth diarrhea. And I don't know anyway, you were in the medical area more than me. So which medicine would you recommend as a medical doctor now attending to Ahmad Lawa for mouth diarrhea that he developed? very mostly, the man was pretty fire. It was his failure that is confronting him. Now, open grazing is banned. You cannot take, for example, who are the headers these days? Sometimes you look at 9-year-old, 12 years old, 15 years old, and this 15 years old has been withdrawn from school, no school for him, and is expected to move cattle from, say, Sokoto, a distance of almost 1,000 miles. And is that boy the owner of those cows? No. Some cow owners are even in the south. But they are the people that have gained access to our money, purchase all the cows, and some of them are not even Nigerians. Because the Fulani, I told you, they have no borders. They are soldiers across frontiers, so to put it. So those boys will move this cattle for over 1,000 miles into a territory in a world that not remove Nigeria. Tell me, you want to talk of the Sahel, even if the Sahel is controlled. So the people said no. The Federal Road Safety Corps had amended their regulations of maintenance and included how cattle could be moved from one zone to another. There must be a box, so to say, on top of an engine. You call the vehicle, very good, to move it. So the people said, this. Either from, into, or within. So all the 70 states of the South have come to conclusion.
What the Senate president did say about the governors who one of the things I'm sure is to get there is they should restructure their states.
Their states first. That's why I told you the man is sick and he needed medicine. I've never been closer to the medical field. I'm asking you, what would you recommend to a man who developed mouth diarrhea overnight?
I'll tell you in camera.
Oh no, go and consult your books. Go and consult your books. Forget about that man. It's part of our problem. It's part of our problem. So now, if you take Azikiwe request, knock down from Ahmadu Bello, and what Tafawa Balewa said again, because of importance of this present school, I hitched my finding on the founding fathers. What was their opinion? What they stand for? I hitched it on there. Let me quote Tafawa Balewa again, please. I need to do that. Now, this is what he said again. Azikiwe, let us forget our differences. Sir Ahmadu Bello said, no, let us understand our differences. I am a Muslim and a Northerner. You are a Christian and Easterner. By understanding our differences, we can build unity in our country. I think this is what the Southern governors have come to achieve. They want to build a unity in the country. In a place that we go for national security meetings. Then, every membership of that national security meeting will be skewed towards only one region or one religion of a country. Is that a unity? Is that a united country? That's not unity. Let us call spade. Let us call spade. Huh? Those beggars say in 2 Kings, we stay here, we die. We go there at once, we die. We can't go into the city, we die. And let's go there and see if we die. If we don't die, then we survive. Let us, somebody must tell us nothing but the truth. Then Tafawa Balewa concluded it by saying, since 1914, the British government has been trying to make Nigeria into one country, but the Nigeria people themselves are historically different in their backgrounds, in their religious beliefs and customs, and do not show themselves any sign of willingness to unite. Nigeria unity is only a British intention for the country. This is what Tafawa Balewa said. Did the man tell you the truth? Yes. So what the Southern governor had come to do now is to say, the place we are going, we are there. Let us do something. I must equally emphasize this. The Nigeria Federation today is not a federation. It's more of a unitary system of government. But it's called federal system, federal government. No. There was federalism in the 60s. Before the military came, the military culture into the system, into the Nigerian political life, had really destroyed Nigeria beyond repair. But what can we do about that? Unfortunately, those drafting, why would the soldiers who truncated democratic processes be allowed to come and say, I'm now a born again, I'm a born again Democrat? Apart from that, why would they retain them for pension, for salary, with that big things? If all of them that came, talking from the days of Godwin was one of them, those who overthrew the democratic process at the beginning, with those counter-coup that came, Ibrahim Babangida was one of them, Buhari was one of them, Obasanjo was one of them. Is Obasanjo one of them? Yes. If their names and co have been removed from this democratic setup, no allowances for you, probably they will be wiser. Anyway, the military came and destroyed Nigeria. What do we have? Aguiyi-Ironsi was assassinated or killed in that coup. For what reason? The accusations were that all our brothers from the north have been killed and you are doing nothing to their killers. He said you pay them had the grand allowance of £1 per day in the Kirikiri prison. They kept them. Then again, by the unitary decree what is it? Decree 10 or decree what? I've forgotten now. Listener out there, you know the decree I'm talking about. Unification decree that Aguiyi-Ironsi introduced. So you unify everything under the hegemony of Igbo. These were their reasons. Having killed Aguiyi-Ironsi, what do we practice today? Is unitary system of government. Under where? Under a tribe with one religion. Is that how it's supposed to be? So the Southern governor, this is what they come to say, that let's do it this way, let's do it this way. Now, unfortunately,
I just wanted to just also clarify, because when we're talking about the Senate president, you were trying to describe a state of his perception towards the action of the governor, so that people do not get it confused when you were talking about him being sick. You're not talking about him being sick needing to see a psychiatrist.
No, I didn't say to see a psychiatrist.
But in the context of
I'm not a medical doctor.
Okay, so
I want to diagnose in my own kabu medical practitioner that the man has a mouth diarrhea.
Actually called verbal diarrhea.
Thank you. Verbal
diarrhea.
Verbal diarrhea. Have you been able to access any?
I'll see in camera.
Now, unfortunately, all the Southern senators in the National Assembly, with the House of Representative senators in the National Assembly, agree totally with the decision of the governors. And I am sure some selected, might not be massively, senators and House of Representatives from other regional groups in Nigeria would agree with them. At least the Benue State governor had made a statement And he has said, anyone antagonizing the Southern governor, that he is sick and is the enemy of the Nigeria Federation. And if you go to Taraba, there are many, many senators from those zones, many House of Representatives from those zones that had, let me use the word of Kingsley Badiwe, Ozuba Badiwe, that have come into Accord Kokodia. Please, Accord Kokodia, don't go Accord me, because no dictionary will define it for you. Accord Kokodia with this, the Southern Nigeria senators. Now, in a country where regional groups are now setting up their own security outfit, is that not vote of confidence or failure on the government at the center? Amoteku is there. Ebebeagu is there. Hisba is there. Kano. Let us not forget that. Many are there. What are they setting up? Security outfit. Is that not an evidence of a failure of the government at the center that is controlling this thing? And the National Assembly that is talking of constitutional review, they are now they decentralize it now. They want to take it to two cities in each of the geopolitical zones. This is geopolitical zones. In southwest, it will be in Lagos and is it Akure that they will hold it. Why don't they talk of that they are breach on the Constitution? Most of those things that the Constitution laid at the disposal of the exclusive list, thank God, the courts in Nigeria have removed most of them. They are no more exclusive list. What are we? The court had, thank God for Lagos State that is always trying their cases in court. So the same National Assembly, they reorganized the Police Act, which was signed. They gave all powers now to the Inspector General of Police. Instead of them to say, look, we need regional police, we need state police. They did not do that. And now this governor sit down. Then the president of the Senate opened his mouth, talking what? There is still more to discuss about Periscope of today. But for now, let me just announce this. Periscope, in the next few weeks, will interrogate the person of Sheikh Ahmad Abubakar Gumi. Take it or not, the man has access, unlimited access to the bandits, to the kidnappers, to the Fulani herdsman killer, to whatever you have. You can't take this away from him. Mm-hmm. So you must respect him in that format, that this man gain access. If the federal government and all governments say, we don't know where we can see them, this man sees them, and he comes out and he talks. And don't forget, Greenfield University, mm-hmm. The remaining students that were abducted there ought to have been killed by now, but for Gumi intervention. So if this man is saving lives, we should study him and we should look at him. There's something thick about him.
Gumi and Obasanjo.
No, wait a moment. The mere fact that he has brought himself, he has been able to reach Obasanjo, and Obasanjo's shoulder, which is very, very large, he has been able to lean on for comfort. He said they negotiated this. The only phenomena, the only principality and power that I know in Nigeria, within the politicians, those that are there that are is Obasanjo. Now, Gumi is climbing the ladder, going to that level where Obasanjo is. So, it should be respectfully looked at. There must be something we can learn from him that will be for the benefit of this. So I will not be say, hey, Gumi, Gumi. So we will periscope into the lifestyle of Gumi. Then, of course, we will periscope into how Rotimi Amechi, the Minister of Transport, has brought my president to a position of being disdained. He compromised the president so much, I wouldn't know. Maybe the president just was sleeping when Amechi went in. Amechi gained access to him, therefore, in the chamber. He said, sir, get up. There's this thing you should sign for me. And the president did not read it enough or something. But I remember a minister, Ige. Minister, what's the first name Ige? He was in Ministry of Transport. He signed a paper. And then the fact of the matter was brought to him later. And you know what he did? You know what he did? He said, He brought the same paper. He said, approval given in error. He signed it again. And the letter was... So, all right. We are going to look at... we are going to take Periscope into these domains in the coming weeks. Today, I think enough is enough. Please, can you open the line?
Okay, so we're going to take a few calls and then we'll head straight to the knowledge drop box. So call us and let's get talking. There are numbers that you can join us with. 0809-234-5913. You can also call 0809-222-0913 and 0809-191-3913. You can also call the landline number 015150-913 and 015151 913. Call any of these numbers and turn off your radio when you join us. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Guru.
Yes, please. What's your name, please, and where are you calling from?
My name is Oluwaseun. I'm calling directly from the police station right now.
Where?
Did you say
where did you say
Hello?
Where did you say you're calling from?
John from Indojileke.
Okay.
Hello, John. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, like what Peter Mose just said, the Amadou Bello understand that they are Northerners and Muslim. And he understands that Zik is from the East, a Christian. And he have known that there is no rapport between two of them, that they cannot come together. When Zik said, let us put aside, he said, no, hold your own and let me hold my own.
No, sorry, he did not say so. He said, let us know the differences so that we can see how we can work around it to unite us together.
Oga Guru, after that, he said that the unity of Nigeria was British agenda.
No, he wasn't the one who said so. It was Tafawa Balewa that said so. Please, quote me well.
Oh, okay. Any of them, but we understand that the unity of Nigeria is the British agenda. And if it is British agenda, you know, there's something you said, Oga Guru, that when Nigeria were signed together, B1, that there were 28 of them, how many of them, and none of them put signatory into becoming a Nigeria. You understand? It's only the white. So I am thinking that it is a time that this country should come together and say, okay, we want to be together or we don't want to be together. The one the southern governors are doing now, I think, is a welcome one, because they have woken up from their sleep to say, if the North is having different agenda, we ourselves can have our own agenda, preparing in case of any eventuality. I am telling you the truth that Nigeria is not one. That is my take this morning. No.
Thank you, sir.
You.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Morning,
Yes,
please.
good morning.
My name is Mohammed.
Your name is what, please?
Mohammed.
All right, Mohammed, quickly.
Thank you. I'm just surprised about Guru suddenly switching over to castigate Adiza, who we spoke with about a month or 2 months ago. I've been called a part of the system. What we need to look at on this issue. Let us wait until they conclude their investigation. Why take the ministry 5 years to tell the president that the money being generated is not being limited to that? What did the minister keep quiet? This is what we should ask. She has no record anywhere. She has no record. She has no record of working anywhere, or record of any corruption. The corrupt person is the minister who gets back for 5 years and never told the president that money is kept in the account.
All right, sir.
Let us be very careful on the kind of judgment Guru is making.
Okay, unfortunately, your line is not clear. I'm never making judgment, and of course, I know that the matter is not a court of law. So what I'm saying here is not prejudice, as the law will say. What I'm saying is that we were told that the reason for her being sent on suspension was that her management's inability to remit 165 billion, starting from 2016. 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, nothing was mentioned, suddenly becoming something. And when the panel was set up, the terms of reference never mention the 100. Please let us look at these things. These are what I'm talking about. And of course, the person who is now acting the managing director of the Nigerian Ports Authority, has that person been part and parcel of the management of the Nigerian Ports Authority as executive director of finance and administration? If the answer is yes, why therefore would that person not be falling within the category of the management? Please go ahead.
Chike from Akute on WhatsApp says, good morning. It was a laughable experience when IPOB was accused of trying to foment trouble, I guess, in Lagos. Igbos have big businesses here. It will be unwise to destroy all they've spent years creating. As far as I know, they're peaceful. Additionally, when is DSS inviting Gumi for questions? Well, Chige, you might have to ask them yourself. Onyi from Finland says, historical perspective, the only way for us to understand our differences is to get back to the regional government. Every region should have their own laws. Every region should have their own laws. What do you think about that?
If we really go back, that was what we practiced. Don't forget, the Western region has their own representative in the United Kingdom at the time, like ambassador. So, royalty is paid to the center. But when the war was on, General Yakubu Gowon begged that let us, of course, the constitution had been suspended, let's remove that, let the whole thing go into the federal government so that we can see finance to manage the war. But after the war, nobody thought of it to revert back. If we are to practice physically proper physical, that's what it attains. In the United States of America, 50 states make up that state. I mean, the United States. The 50 states, each of the 50 states has its own Supreme Court. Before you have this, the Supreme Court of the United States of America. So please, let our people talk.
Adebayo says, good morning, Guru and Adu. On the incessant gridlock around Apapa, the question is this: if both the Lagos state and federal government cannot find a solution to the gridlock, which affects less than 50 million innocent and law-abiding Nigerians, how come they can find solutions to the numerous challenges facing the over 200 million innocent and law-abiding Nigerians across board? How can they prefer solutions to the general insecurity across the nation? Most of those trucks that cause the gridlock are owned by the high and mighty. That's why the problem persists. Says, may God be gracious to you all. My name is David from Ojigo. Oga Guru. It says the history of Ports Authority you brought up today has actually revealed that sources of our problems are very well known, but we are just looking away from reality. How long can we continue in this? There was port congestion in the 70s. Thank God we got out of it. Rail lines that were removed in the ports so that trucks and trailers can work and are being replaced now. Who is bearing the cost? He asked.
Did I say the rail lines were removed? I said sabotage. The movement was sabotage. I didn't say the rail lines themselves. The lines laid were removed. Please get me right. So that because there are people out there waiting to see how they can tear the Guru to pieces so that they don't get this information. Go ahead, please.
Twitter says, Adegoiga says, can we excuse those in the villa and associates of this government from the winning team that are benefiting daily from their Papa gridlock? Are we saying the sharing formula of the proceeds from the gridlock isn't known to those in Abuja and Lagos?
No, the best way to put the question is this. President Personal Task Force failed. With all the money the government of the day pushed there to help them to failed. So why don't you direct the question and say, Mr. Vice President, you were the chairman of this and you stood in for Mr. President. How can you tell me you could not? Can't they go and meet the Vice President and ask him the question? Must they wait for the Guru to say all these ones before they... Go ahead.
Adegbega continues, says, even as the Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amici, couldn't have solely suggested the removal of Hadiza Bala Muhammad without the backing of some powerful northern elites, considering the elite status of Hadiza herself. The southern governors have spoken well, but I'm against the idea of going to meet PMB in the villa. I don't think they need yes from the villa before taking a decisive action in securing their states, having knowledge of the position of those at the villa. The actions and inactions of Ahmed Lawan matters arising has proven he's part of our problem. He was positioned to accomplish whatever agenda of those who want this country to fail and fall. He says some words that I don't know.
And don't forget that Ahmad Lawa is not too much a happy person now, politically speaking. But I'm not periscoping. I'm not a periscope. I'm not in a position to periscope that. But he's not a happy person. His condition today, politically speaking, looks more than Lieutenant Colonel Lugard, Frederick Lugard, who lost his marriage in Tanganyika before coming to Nigeria. By the time he arrived in Nigeria, but that's not the issue. That's not the issue. So let us not look at that. The man has never helped in anything before.
Wale Akinleye says he said Senate President is sick. You should go and listen to what he said again. Okay, I think it was referring to the comments that we're trying to clarify earlier there. One more tweet. Wako Emeka Jerry says, good morning. Please, why is the journalist passing judgment on the National Assembly as a failed arm of government? Is it because they are not fighting the executive arm of government?
Nobody said they should fight. They are to check. One is a check. The three arms of government are to check, to play the role of checking each other. That is their position. You elected the legislators there so that they can check the executive. You elected the executive. You elected only the president, who now picked members of his cabinet, who you never elected. But every person in the legislature is elected by you. So they have the role to represent you by checking what borrowing and the approving of everything. Is that what they are elected to do? Approving everything that comes. Is that what they are elected to do?
Well, because we have to go into Knowledge Dropbox now, we do apologize. We will not be able to take more of your tweets. When we come back from this, the Knowledge Dropbox will be on the air.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
You are welcome to today's Knowledge Dropbox. It's simple, it's short, but precisely pointing to something that may have to do with the decisions the governor took. Was it right or wrong? And the perspective of three prominent Nigerians, the founding fathers of this country, that I brought out today in historical perspective. On Tuesday, May 11, 2020, we are still in the month of May. On Tuesday, May 11, 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari held a National Security Council meeting in the villa. In President Buhari National Security meeting of that day, 50 people were in attendance. Of these 50 people that were in attendance, 12 were from northern Nigeria. And if you take 12 out of 15, that is about 80% of the total population that were there. 3 were from the south. And of the 3 that were from the south, none came from the southeast. And the subject to be discussed, which was very, very important for that day, Tuesday, May 11, was the agenda was Southeast insecurity. I repeat, Tuesday, May 11, 2021, President Muhammadu Buhari held his National Security Council. That's not the first time we'll be holding it. And the subject for discussion that day was Southeast insecurity. 15 people attended, including the president himself, of course, and 12 of the 15 came from northern Nigeria. That represents 80%. Only 3 came from southern Nigeria. And of the 3 that came from southern Nigeria, none came from southeast. Yet, southeast is a geopolitical zone. And the issue to be discussed was southeast insecurity. How do you assess that? Okay, let's go back. I mentioned May 11 Tuesday. Then on Monday, May 10, 2013. On Monday, May 10, 2013. 2013, that is about 8 years ago. Then President Goodluck Jonathan held a National Security Council meeting. Those in attendance are these: President Goodluck Jonathan, Vice President Nnamdi Sambo, Bello Muhammad, Kole Sabo Dasuki, Caleb Olubolade, Admiral Ola Ibrahim, Lieutenant General Azubike Ihejirika, Air Marshal Alex Badi, Rear Admiral Dele Ezioba, IGP Mohammed Abubakar, and Ita Ekpeong. All of them gathered. And you see, all of them are spread from the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. Maybe this is part of what the governor were saying. Maybe this is part of what Tafa Balewa said. Maybe this is part of what Samantha Bello said. Head of knowledge drop box for today.
All right. Thank you very much, Guru, for taking us on this elucidated shall I say discourse?
Yeah, I will sign off.
Of course.
But I will receive your, when we would have gone on there, you will prescribe that medicine.
No, when we go off air.
When we go off air?
Yes.
Once you can give me I will go and look for it, and I'm on my way to Abuja. All right. You have something to say, please?
Oh, no, absolutely. Just that the interesting picture of what we see in the security meeting at 2 different times is just very, very interesting.
Difference of 8 years. All right. Here we are. We've come to Anchorage. The ship has come to Anchorage and I've dropped shackles straight down the sea so that no wind, no storm can move this ship. But I must be very, very grateful that you've been there with us and you made the discussion thicker and better. Oh, thank you very, very much for being there. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being there. Please keep that up with us, because what you hear from Lagos Talks, the segment of Adu and the Guru, are what you will never hear elsewhere. And they are facts that you cannot question. You can only question them, but you dig deep. They are facts. They are living facts. So thank you. Thank you for encouraging us. Those who call, those who say this, thank you very, very much. Tyre, you send me a message. I will do the announcement. Tyre, you know yourself. Tyre, God will help you. I will do the announcement, but not on today's segment because today has been overloaded. So we want to thank you again and thank you again and thank you again. On Monday, please, by the grace of God, keep appointment with us with this radio station, Lagos Talk 91.3 FM. But of course, Godwin Epd will come back to you tomorrow and Wednesday, not the Guru. So, and don't forget that on Wednesday, we are receiving the chairman of the Lagos Task Force here. He's coming to meet us. Chief Superintendent of Police, Gege Louis, is coming by the grace of God. So, and with all joy, I announce to you that next week, Monday, we shall be having with us in this studio Abdul Rashid Bawa, the executive chairman of the EFCC. He is coming to us and we'll be having him here. So all your questions, everything, prepare them. And the sharp had promised me he will have time to answer to all of them. And of course, I'm going to give him a whole 1 hour, 10 minutes. Though I gave Bala, Hadiza the other day, 1 hour, 30 minutes. But I'm going to give Bawa, the chairman of EFCC, a whole 1 hour, 10 minutes. So prepare. He's somebody you will enjoy listening to, so that you can fire your question, because there are many questions I cannot answer. They will be the one that will answer for themselves. So having said this, of course, follow me on Twitter at Godwin_Buebu. Facebook is Godwin Epd. Go to that page, created the Facebook, which is Vetra column. And of course, visit my website. I've promised you now, they are there. They will be there. That is www.godwintheguru.com. And of course, every other thing, you can go to my YouTube channel, Godwin the Guru. So again, I appreciate you, Adu. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. You know I'm not complete without you. Oh, thank you. Please promise me you will not forsake me along the line. You will not abandon me. And the studio, the camera, thank you very, very much. I'm very, very grateful and wonderful. Until next week, Monday, do something for me. And you are doing it for yourself. Keep yourself out of trouble. Bye-bye.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.